Cloze test, only 5 questions. How many questions? 5 questions. You should get all the 5 correct, should not be a problem. So passage is rather easy. Cloze is also easy. Fillers, one reading you should be able to get all the 5 correct. Not at all difficult. Errors, questions are there related to errors. Phrase related, you have to choose locate the phrase with the wrong expression. Those are also easy. And usage difficult. 10 questions related to usage, not that easy. About 3 or 4 may trouble you. So passage you should get 7 out of 10, cloze 3 out of 5, fillers 3 out of 5. Para-jumble, if you're smart enough, you don't suspect the person who gives a paper, you should get all the 5 correct. But if you suspect, you wonder, no, this cannot be this easy or this cannot be the order, then you may not get the 5 correct. Errors 3 out of 5, and usage 5 ambitious. If you get 5, you should be very happy because they take a lot of time. You got to be good at grammar, you got to be good at usage. And all the 4 you should know for sure, only then you can decide. According to me, not difficult between 21 and 25, good score between 25 and 30, good attempts 32 and 35. Now we'll see at the end your scores. So this passage is about what? Passage is about financial literacy. According to some report, Indians don't have financial literacy. But it starts with the small savers in the country have been falling prey to financial scams. Then he moves on to financial literacy. Before we see the questions, I want you to learn a few words. First, you underline the word pray. Then you write 2 words, predator, prey. This goes with the animal kingdom. Predator is the animal that kills. Prey is the animal that gets killed. Predator, the animal that kills. A lion is a predator. Deer is a prey. Prey means what? To get killed. Also the one who gets affected. Okay. You all must be knowing the word scam. Quite often you come across this word in the newspapers. Our politicians are known for that. So what is the meaning of that? A dishonest scheme or a fraud. Dishonest scheme or a fraud. Then you underline shed new light. Today's paper is rather easy, but a lot of words to learn and write. So please be prepared to write a lot of words and learn a lot of new words and phrases. Shed new light means what? To make something clearer, to make something more clear, to give more information so that you can understand easily. Disheartening, you got this word last week, means what? Discouraging or dispirited. Discouraging or dispirited or dispiriting. Have you written? What I suggest, because so many words are there, if you are fast enough, you write. Otherwise, take a pick, that's better. Then you write the word prevalence. Prevalence means what? The fact or condition of being prevalent or commonness, something that exists, prevails. This comes from the word, please write. Prevail has got 2 different meanings. One is positive, the other is negative. Prevail means what? Prevalence related to exist, commonness. She prevails means what? Or he prevails. They try to dominate. So what is the second meaning of prevail? To insist, to dominate, to force, to compel, any of these words. Dominate or insist. Also be prepared to listen and write. I may not write everything because it's jumping. The screen is jumping. Then you write fare much better. Means what? Do much better. Are the words big enough? Can you make out? Then below you write, this is important. Please underline, what is the difference between fare and fare? Here, fare much better means what? Do much better. But generally it goes with buses. What is a fare? Means what? Bus fare, the cost of the ticket. And what is the meaning of the word F-A-I-R, fare? One meaning, it goes with complexion. Fair complexion, dark complexion. You should not use words like white and black, not correct. Fair, dark, or what is the complexion usually a typical Indian has? We all have. What is it? Please write two words. One is wheatish. See, the problem is this. Or brownish. Wheatish or brownish. The color of wheat. Wheatish or brownish. Then you write expended. Spend or use up a resource such as money or energy. Now, you have learned one phrasal verb. You use up something. What is a phrasal verb? Or initially you have, after some time you don't have. Usually this goes with, if you take employees, middle class people or employees, in the last week they don't have the provisions. And what is a phrasal verb? You have learned many a time. Please write. No problem. Please write. You are so conditioned to multiple choice, when you see the word, immediately it pops up. A run out of. It goes with money, it goes with resources, it goes with ideas. In the meeting, initially you present a lot of ideas, after some time you run out of ideas. Means what? You don't have ideas. Usually employees, they run out of provisions in the last week of the month. I ran out of money, means what? I don't have money. Clear? Shall I move on to the next set of? I think there is a question related to this. What is the word? Copious. Copious means abundant in supply or quantity. We also use, they have given in the options, write the word ample. Ample means what? Abundant, a lot. If someone, not someone, something exists, large quantities, please write the word. Plethora. What do you say? Plethora. Plethora of something. Excess of something. Also, all of a sudden, you see a lot of improvement, a lot of growth. Let us take the example of engineering colleges or coaching institutes in this city. Then what is the expression? Mushroom growth. Mushroom growth. See, today I'll be doing it rather slowly for two reasons. Paper is easy, but there are a lot of words to learn. I can give more information. Mushroom growth. Some mushrooms you can eat, some you cannot eat. What is a word for mushrooms that can be eaten? I think I've asked a question. You all know this word. Anything that you can eat, what do you call it? Edible. Food that can be eaten, what is the word? Edible. But this is not important. A lot of students must be knowing. Water that you can have, what is the word? Very good. Please, this is important. Portable. Portable you can carry from one place to another place. But without the letter R, what do you get? Portable. Means water you can drink. Drinkable water. That they give in a few exams, an important word. Then write the next word, constrain. Constrain means what? One of the meanings, restrict. But here write these meanings: compel or force someone to follow a particular course of action. To follow a particular course of action. Have you written? Please write the word. This is an important word. Mandatory. Mandatory means what? Required by law or mandate. In a way, it's compulsory. Mandatory means what? Compulsory. Which helping verb is used to express the idea compulsory? Very good. Please write that also. The helping verb must means what? It has two functions. What is the first function? It is used to express an obligation imposed by the speaker or to express a personal obligation. What is the second meaning of that? Second function, to convey the idea that something is compulsory, must. You must attend the meeting means what? It is compulsory. What is the other word? Slapping. It goes with everyday English. You all know the word slap. But what is the meaning here? In the context, the writer has used slapping. Means what? A reprimand someone forcefully. What is the meaning of the word reprimand? You have got so many times. Scold, rebuke, admonish, they all mean the same. When you write an essay, this is an important expression. Please underline that. At the grassroots level, we use this quite often when we talk about development. At the grassroots level means what? Involving the ordinary people in a society or an organization. Grassroots level means the lowest level of the society, the downtrodden people, the common man. Inevitable means what? Unavoidable, certain to happen. Affluent, especially of a group or area, having a great deal of money or being wealthy. Affluent society means what? Wealthy society. Curriculum, you all know the meaning, syllabus. What is extracurricular? Extracurricular activities means outside the syllabus, like singing, dancing, all those. Co-curricular activities within the syllabus, writing, elocution, they go with co-curricular activities. Singing, dancing, painting, they go with extracurricular activities. So, they have used this idiomatic expression, far from putting the cart before the horse. Generally, a horse before or cart before? What is before? Horse. So when you say putting the cart before the horse, means what? Doing something in a wrong way. Analogy for doing things in the wrong order. Instead of 1, 2, you say 2, 1. Wrong order. Escape the clutches, a way of avoiding difficulties or responsibilities. Usually it is difficulties. Put the word. A way of escaping or avoiding difficulties or hardships. This you may not be knowing, the last one. Ponzi scheme, a fraudulent investing scam, a financial scam. Write one expression. Fly by night operators, please write. Fly by night. Some problem? I don't know why it jumps. FLY, fly, BY, buy, NIGHT. Fly by night, operators. Big cities you come across fraudulent people, quite often you come across. Fly by night operators, what does it mean? They go to a city and they start a firm with a lot of publicity. They promise a lot and they make people believe sky is the limit. They collect money from the gullible or innocent public. One fine morning they disappear. One fine morning they disappear. Then what is the term for those people? Fly-by-night operators. The city is known for those fly-by-night operators, rather notorious. So, have you made a note of the meaning of that word? Scheme. What scheme is that? Ponzi scheme means what? A fraudulent investing scam. How many words have you got about? Are you guys here? I think I've asked a question, so some response should be there. How many? 12, 25, 20. Let us take average 20. Good number, right or wrong? Now we'll see the questions. Question number 51, rather tricky. Please put a star mark. If you read in a hurry, you will not get it right. According to the passage, what is the reason for financial illiteracy? Please, some problem. But what does it mean? Financial illiteracy. Read it that way. According to the passage, what is the reason for financial illiteracy in India? The passage is all about that. I don't want to ask the question now on, how many of you have read the passage? I don't want to ask the question. You saw my reaction the other day. No, you respond as usual, then again negative reaction, why unnecessarily? Better not to ask certain questions. We go to the answer. Now this passage is about what? Financial illiteracy. The writer talks about financial illiteracy is very much there, about 70% or 70% plus, according to one particular report. Then he says, what is the reason? He talks about the reason. The reason is not because of lack of funds. He says the reason is because they don't work at the grassroots level. Am I right? That's what the passage talks about in brief or in a nutshell. Now we'll see the options. What is the first option? Lack of financial awareness. Not correct. What is the question? What is the reason for financial illiteracy? Then you cannot say lack of financial awareness. That is ridiculous. Mark it wrong. Lack of literacy among people. This is also not correct. Lack of RBI's initiative at grassroots level. This seems right. That's why I said this question is a tricky question. But in the passage, he doesn't talk about RBI alone when it comes to investing money. He talks about, please go to the second paragraph, perhaps the 6th or 7th line. He talks about such initiatives have not been constrained by a lack of funds. Copious amounts of money flow into the investor protection funds maintained by the two stock exchanges, that is one source. Then he talks about, thanks to mandatory contributions, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, one more source. Then he talks about RBI, one more source. Then he talks about SEBI, one more source. Then here the option says RBI alone. Is that the answer or not the answer? If you read in a hurry, you may go for this one, but this is not. It is one of the factors. So don't consider the third option. What is the fourth option? If you reject the third option, obviously, and the first and second, fourth cannot be true. So what is the answer based on that? The fifth option is the answer. I would like to know how many of you have got this one right. Very good. I appreciate those students. I think only one student has got. What can be the suitable title of the above passage? So what is this passage about? Financial illiteracy. What is the first option here? Lessons on literacy. That's a general term. So it is not correct. Financial awareness, no. Seems right, hold that one. India's poor financial literacy. This is specific, seems absolutely right, hold that one. Is it related to education? Mark it wrong. Is it related to financial system? No. Now, which one is better? Financial awareness or India's poor financial literacy? So what is the answer? Third option is the answer. This is an easy one. This is also a little tricky. What is not true according to the passage? Please underline not true. I will skip the first one. First we'll spend time on second option and third option, then we'll go back to the first one. Lack of money in the investor protection fund. True or not true? Lack of money in the investor protection fund. It is true. Am I right? True or not true? I've just read out, so much money is there. Writer clearly says it is not because of lack of funds. So is this true or not true? Not true. Not true. Lack of money in the investor protection fund, not true. Less than 50% people are financial literates. True or not true? Less than 50 or more than 50? Now we have to decide first option. This is a bit difficult. Financial initiatives are contrary to a conventional efforts. Now all of you please go to page 5. The first sentence, part of it. To try out insurance policies, systematic investment plans or equities in place of conventional instruments. So what does it mean? They are going according to the conventional efforts and instruments or contrary to that? Contrary to that. So this seems right or wrong? First you consider right or wrong. It is true or not true? Financial initiatives are contrary to conventional effort. True. So what is the question here? What is not true? How many are not true here? 2. What are they? 2 and 3. Which option talks about that? So what is the answer? The second option. The second option is the answer. Shall I move on to the next one? Question number 54. According to S&P's report, what is true? Poor people who hold accounts in banks have better understanding of financial terms. Please go to page 5, the last paragraph. How does it start? Another interesting finding of the S&P survey is that people who already have access to products such as bank accounts and bank loans, even if poor, have a far better understanding of financial concepts than those who don't. Does it talk about the same? First option. Yes or no? Poor people who hold accounts in banks have better understanding of financial terms. True. Hold that one. Poor people are more literate than rich ones. Not correct. 76% of Indians are financially literate. Literate or illiterate? So what is the answer here? First option is the answer. Clearly mentioned in the passage. The last paragraph, first sentence. What is the question number? What is the key reason that most of the initiatives are facing today? Lack of money flow. Money is there, not correct. Mark it wrong. Lack of basic financial literacy. That seems right. Hold that one. Lack of basic access to savings. Not correct. So what is the answer? Lack of basic financial literacy. Now, questions related to words should not be a problem. 56 to 58, similar meaning or opposite meaning? Please underline similar. Prevalence, this comes from prevail, exist. Scope, hold that one. Descending. Descend, what is opposite? Ascend, descend. Not correct. Vogue. Vogue has 2 meanings. One is, please write, in fashion. in fashion. Second one, in usage. In usage. Vague means what? Not clear. Also write the word ambiguous. Now you have the words at your fingertips. That's good. Promote, simple word. Now what is the context here? The prevalence of financial literacy in India was not just higher than the world average. Is it scope of financial literacy, or is it existence of financial literacy? Which one is right? Scope or existence? Scope. How many of you think scope? Raise your hands. How many of you think existence? Here, scope means what? How do you define the scope of financial literacy? When you say scope means what? The framework. But does it talk about the framework, or does it talk about to what extent Indians have financial literacy? What does it talk about? To what extent they are financially literate, or to what extent they have financial literacy? So based on that, financial literacy, the prevalence means what? Existence of financial literacy. And we don't use the word scope here. Based on that, what is the answer? The third option is the answer. In vogue. Generally, when we say in vogue, we think of fashion. That's why I give the second meaning. What is the second meaning of that? In existence. In prevalence. Exactly, in prevalence. Already I have given the word copious, meaning. What does it mean? Abundant, meager, opposite, a little, less, opposite, poor, not relevant, a rare, not relevant. Ample means what? A lot, abundant. So what is the answer here? Ample. Expend means what? To use up some resources or money. Hoard, you have got many a time. As a verb, hoard means what? As a verb, to hide something illegally. Hoarding, that's the noun form. Hoarding means what? The billboard, the advertisement board. When you go out, what do you see? You see big boards, ad boards, advertisement boards. We use the ing form. Please write the word hoarding. I'm damn scared to write hoarding. Right? Part of speech, noun. This is British English. What is American English? Very good. Billboard. They don't use the word hoardings. They say the word billboard is quite popular, billboard. But here it is a verb. Hoard means to store something secretly or illegally. It goes with petrol, provisions like sugar, all these things. Rice. Gather, not relevant. Maintain, not relevant. Disburse. Disburse means what? To pay out, to pay, to distribute. Usually it goes with money. That's the reason why I have used the word pay. So expend means what? To spend. Save is not relevant here. What is the answer? The fourth option, disburse, is the answer. That goes with the financial aspect. This also goes with financial. 59 and 60. Affluent means what? Famous, not correct. Rich, not correct. Moneyed, not correct. Inevitable, unavoidable. Destitute means what? Very poor. Not simply poor, very poor. Please write one expression. Penniless, very poor. Mother Teresa got the Nobel Prize because she worked for the destitutes of Calcutta, the poorest of poor. we use the word destitute. Very poor people. So what is the answer here? Opposite word. Fifth option, destitute. Mandatory, compulsory. Same meaning. Optional, hold that one. Compelling. The other day I told compelling has got two different meanings. What is the first meaning? Force. What is the other meaning? Something that is interesting, attractive, appealing. Please write that one. Otherwise, in the exam, you always go with the first meaning. It will be a problem. Compelling, usually a negative connotation, means what? Forcing someone. Force. Second meaning, attractive, interesting, appealing. Write the word appeal, appealing. So what is the answer? Mandatory? Optional. Has anyone got all the 10 correct? How many of you have got 8 plus? 5 plus? Okay. No problem. Shall I move on to the... Oh, the words are here. Have you written the meanings of these words? If you know, don't write. Prevalence means what? Have you written? Have I shown? Shown already. I don't think I have shown. Have I displayed? No. So prevalence means what? The fact or condition of being prevalent or commonness. Descend, move or fall downwards, opposite of ascend. Vogue. See, the prevailing fashion or style at a particular time, that is one meaning. And in existence, write the second meaning, in existence. Vague, you all know, unclear, indistinct, ambiguous, equivocal. One more word, equivocal. Meager means what? Inadequate. Also write the word scanty. Ample means enough or more than enough. Hoard, accumulate money or valued objects, and hide or store away. Hide means obviously illegal. Disburse, pay out money from a fund. Expend also means the same. Somewhere you have written affluent, you have written inevitable, destitute, extremely poor. You have written already mandatory, compelling. Please write the two different meanings of compelling. Evoking interest or attention or admiration in a powerfully irresistible way. That means appealing. And what is the second and different meaning? Forceful and persuasive. Negative meaning. One is positive, the other is negative. Shall I move on to the next set of questions? What do they deal with? It's all about Jamshedji Tata. I think Ratan, JRD, I don't know whether they have talked about, it must be about JRD Tata. So Jamshedji Tata is to be the pathfinder of modern industrious builders, pathfinder, the one who leads the way. Agreed to be the pathfinder. Does it seem right? Are you guys ready to listen to this? Empowered. The word empower, does it go with this? What is the context here? People think he is a pathfinder. That is the context. But it is in passive voice. So Tata is determined to be the pathfinder? No. He is considered to be the pathfinder. Seems right or wrong? Rewarded to be the pathfinder, not correct. Now tell me which tense is that? Tata, Jamshedji Tata is considered to be the pathfinder. Present tense passive voice, very good. What is it in active voice? Imagine the subject is people. People consider Jamshedji the pathfinder. So Jamshedji is considered the pathfinder by the people. We don't mention by the people. So what is the answer now? And please put a star mark. What is the rule that goes with? We should not use the adverb, not preposition. Write as and strike off. Considered as is not correct. We cannot use the adverb as after the verb consider. I think I've given about 8 verbs. We cannot use the adverb as. Do you remember all the 8? We'll start with, please write the first one because we have a lot of name, elect, I will tell. Okay. Name, elect, appoint, think. I will repeat the first 4. Name, appoint, elect, think, consider, choose, call. 3 with the letter C. Consider, choose, call. The last one, think. Have you written already think? Make, please write, make. How many have you got? 8. After all these, you should not use the adverb as. In so many exams, they have given questions. Write one example with this particular verb. It has been considered as the best painting. It has been considered as the best painting. Right or wrong? Once I was talking to a faculty, I said this is not correct. Then he said, no, sir, we can use consider, we can use as also. Yesterday also I cross-checked. It came to my mind. And this is authentic information, Cambridge Dictionary from the Cambridge University. And they have a separate division, Cambridge grammar-related division. So we cannot use as with consider, take it for granted. No exceptions whatsoever. You understand what I say? Shall I move on to the next one? What is the question number or blank number? 62. He is known as the grandfather of the Indian industry for his acumen and enthusiasm. Please underline the word acumen. First, you write the meaning of the word pathfinder. Are the words in blue clear and distinct? Pathfinder, a person who goes ahead and discovers or shows others a path or something, whatever. Path or way. Empower, that's an important word. All these words are very useful when it comes to the descriptive paper. You have to remember and use. Give someone the authority or power to do something. Acumen, important word. What does it mean? The ability to make good judgments and take quick decisions. The typical combination, business acumen. Please write, business acumen. Here's a typical combination. We talk about someone, we say he is known for his business acumen. He is known for business acumen. Shall I move on? Now, what is the next one? So he is known as the grandfather of the Indian industry for his acumen and enthusiasm. Nobody else could have. Here your clue is, please underline the preposition of. Nobody else could have thought of. That seems right, hold that one. The new industries started by Jamshedji. Nobody else could have ventured off. Ventured off, is it grammatically correct? Please mark it wrong. No one else could have set off. That's also not correct. Please mark it wrong. No one else could have planned off. Seems right. Hold that one. Absolved of. Absolve means what? Acquit. I'll show the meaning. First you write the meaning. First you write the meanings of these two words, then we'll see the correct option. I want all of you to be attentive and more enthusiastic, because so many words you have to write. Please have a look and write immediately, and be ready for the context to know the correct option. Venture, undertake a risky or daring journey or course of action. Generally we say business venture, because business is always risky. Business venture. Absolve, declare someone free from guilt, obligation or punishment. What is the other word for that? Please write acquit. So thought, which word seems right? Absolved is not relevant here, mark it wrong. Thought of, planned of. We'll see the entire sentence. Nobody else could have thought of the new industries started by Jamshedji at the time when industrial, we'll read the whole sentence, industrial acts and revolution. Not correct. Machinery and revolution, they don't go hand in hand. Awakening and revolution. That seems right. Factories and revolution, not correct. Imports and revolution, not correct. So what is the answer now? Nobody else could have thought of. Please make a note. It is not planning, it is thinking. A new concept, we use the expression think of, not plan of. So nobody else could have thought of the new industry started by Jamshedji at the time when industrial, first awakening, then revolution. So what is the answer here? Awakening and revolution. Jamshedji's father, so used to trade in jute with China and Britain. He started, what is a clue for you? Underline the preposition from. So, industries from India, he started industries from India. He started import from India. He started trade from India. He started dispatch. Can you use the word? No. So, what is the answer? Fifth option is what? He started export from India. From India, it goes out or comes in? So, what is the word here? Import or export? Obviously export, not import. Export from India. How many of you have got this one right? Okay. Shall I move on? What is the blank number? Jamshedji started a cloth mill. So what is the clue for you here? Cloth. Underline the word cloth. Cloth mill in Nagpur more than 100 years ago. At that time, almost all the, what is the sentence about, the context about? Cloth. Used to come from Lancashire in England. What Jamshedji did was praiseworthy. Praiseworthy, please underline that expression. So what is the answer here? Cloth. Almost all the cloth used to come from Lancashire in England. No words here. Praiseworthy means what? something highly admirable, worth praising, worth admiring, worth respecting. Shall I move on to the next set of questions? If you don't respond, I will not read out. So these are rather easy, should not be a problem. Question number 66. What are these basically? One-word fillers. No need of second reading. One reading you should be able to. Programs aimed. What is a clue or important word? Please underline aimed. And he has given all the prepositions. What is the appropriate preposition? Aimed at, aimed for, with, by, into. So, first you consider, obviously, you aim at something. Still, you better read the sentence. Programs aimed at development should consider all-round development rather than only economic development. That seems perfect. So, what is the answer here? Fourth option, aimed at. Pollution has an effect on health. You don't have to see the options. Pollution is positive or negative? It will make a positive impact or a negative impact. So, intrinsic means what? Ingrained, inbuilt, natural, part of someone or something. Not relevant here. Adverse, adverse means what? Negative or something bad. Hold that one. Inevitable, unavoidable, not relevant here. Active, positive word. Unrecoverable, not relevant here. So, what is the answer here? Pollution has what effect? Adverse effect. Please make a note, effect, effect. What is the first word? Is it a noun or a verb? It is a noun as well as a verb, but generally it is used as a noun. What is the second word in the pair? Affect. It is a verb. It's a regular verb. Affect, affected, affected. Intrinsic, that's an important word. Inherent, innate, ingrained. Earlier I gave inbuilt. All mean the same. Inbuilt, inherent, intrinsic, innate, ingrained. So, what is the answer? 67. Pollution has an adverse. Now, shall I move on to 68? Before attempting to solve any problem, we must try to its root cause. Identify, seems right. Question. You cannot question the root cause. Ignore, then you will not get the solution. If you ignore the root cause, you will not get the solution. Attack. Seems right, hold that one. Improve, not correct. So, which one is better? We must try to identify, then attack. What is the sequence? First identification, then comes attacking. So, what is the answer based on that? The first option is the answer. All of you please write one popular saying in your notebook. The problem known, K-N-O-W-N, the problem known, comma, half the problem is solved. The problem known, half the problem is solved. Generally, people, they don't know their problems. That is the biggest problem. We don't know what our problem is. That is a problem. So, once you know your problem, half the problem is solved. Shall I move on to the next question? 69. His father, him for his disappointing performance. Always look at the context. Underline the word disappointing. Positive or negative? So, reprimanded, already I've got the meaning. Scolded, rebuke, admonish, all these. Flattered. Flatter means what? To praise excessively with some selfish motive. You want some work, you praise the other person. So, is it right? Flatter here. You cannot use it in a negative context. Encouraged. No. No one encourages. That's very rare. Frustrated. His father frustrated him. Is it grammatically correct? Frustrate means what? To get disturbed, to get irritated, or to get agitated. When you don't get the answers out of 30, more than 15, what will happen? How do you feel? You feel frustrated. Absolved. Already I've given the meaning. What does it mean? Acquit. Okay. Make someone free. So what is the answer here? Quite obvious. He scolded for his disappointing performance. The last one, she could. Punishment only because of the judge's generosity. Underline the word generosity. Someone is too generous. What is the word? Magnanimous. That's an important word. I'll show you. I will show the words later. But here, the context says what? The judge has been quite generous. That means she got more punishment or less punishment, or she escaped the punishment. One of the possibilities, escape or less punishment. She could get punishment, not correct. She could improve, not relevant. She could encourage, grammatically not correct. We cannot use the verb after the helping verb. What is the verb form you are supposed to use? Bare infinitive, so not correct. And what is the next one? Control, not relevant. Escape. So what is the answer? She could escape punishment only because of the judge's generosity. Now please write the meanings of these words. So what is the first one? A reprimand, a rebuke, scold, admonish. Flatter, lavish praise and compliments, often insincerely. That is the point here. Insincere. Frustrate, cause someone to feel upset or annoyed. Absolve, declare someone free from guilt. That means acquit. Generous, magnanimous. Have you copied? Now, who has got all the 5 correct? Very good. That is what I expect. These are rather easy. Now, this Para-jumble quite funny. Funny in the sense you don't expect something like this in the exam. And people may not accept, oh, it can't be this. It goes against your strong belief. But let me ask the question, what is this about? Or who is this about? What is this about? The concept of God. Who is this about? God. So what should be the first sentence? A is the first sentence. God has managed the amazing feat of being worshipped and invisible at the same time. Usually what do you worship? You see something, you worship. But God, no one has ever seen God. Still we all worship. So same time invisible and being worshipped, that's an amazing feat according to the writer. What is the second sentence? Millions of people might describe him as a white bearded father figure sitting on a throne in the sky, but none could claim to be an eyewitness. He is elaborating this idea of invisibility. So what is the second sentence here? A is the first sentence, B is the second sentence. To save time, I am reading out and explaining. Although it doesn't seem possible to offer a single fact about the Almighty that would hold up in a court of law, somehow the vast majority of people believe in God, as many as 96% according to some polls. So there is no evidence, and whatever evidence they try to show, it is not valid in the court of law. But still, how many people believe in God? 96%. This is, what is the impact of this? What does it convey? What is the significance of this? This reveals a huge gap between belief and what we call everyday reality. A gap between belief and reality. And what is the last one? We need to heal this gap. That is impossible. We cannot heal the gap. That is impossible. Philosophical statement. Now, what is the correct order? Same order. How many of you have thought the correct order is A, B, C, D, E? Raise your hands. Please give them a big hand. This has been taken from, there is one Indian, American Indian, Deepak Chopra, a very popular celebrity in the US. He talks about better lifestyle, eco-friendly lifestyle, green lifestyle, and philosophical and spiritual lifestyle based on Oriental culture, Oriental religion. So, How to Know God, that is the title of the book by Deepak Chopra. Same order, A, B, C, D, E. They have taken from that and they have given. Shall I move on? How many questions do we still have? Question number 76. Although we are free for the last 45 years, I've been telling students whenever you read a sentence, whether related to the fillers or spot the error or phrase related, you should always focus on the time phrase to get an idea what the sentence is about. So what is the time phrase here? Please underline, for the last 45 years. J and K batches, those students, fresh memory, morning only we discussed, if you remember. So for the last 45 years, which tense does it go with? Present perfect continuous tense. Are you guys attentive? The moment you see for the last 45 years, you should think of only one thing, one tense. Which tense is that? Present perfect continuous tense. Or so, yet we continue to be economically backward. Now, where is the error? First part, what is it? Although we are free. What is the correct sentence? Here actually, based on the context, they shouldn't have used the word, please put the word last in brackets. Generally, the word last goes with, last or past goes with present perfect continuous. If you don't use that word, then obviously you have to think of only one tense. Which one is that again? Present perfect tense. But here we are free. Which tense is that? Present tense. What is present perfect? Same idea. We have been free. So please write. We are free is not correct. Although we have been free for the last 45 years, that's also right. But usage point of view, generally the word last or, please write, past, we use with present perfect continuous. And the same phrase with present perfect without the word last. So what is this question about? Knowledge of tenses. Which tense? Present perfect tense. How many of you have got that one right? Please raise your hands. You haven't got it right. You got it right? Okay. Shall I move on to the next one? 77. Satyajit Ray, who conceived, co-authored, and directed a number of good films, was one of India's most talented filmmaker. It should be easy. First, you underline the phrase, one of. Whenever you use the phrase, I gave 3 rules related to the phrase, one of. But all the 3 rules, the noun is always in which form? Singular or plural? Plural form. What is the noun here? Filmmaker. Singular, not correct. What is the correct answer? So, which part is that? One of India's most talented, but 4th part, what is it? Filmmaker is not correct. Filmmakers. This also, how many of you have got this one right? 77. Please raise your hands. 78. Easiest rather. Neither the feminine, what? So where is the error? 3rd part. Or is not correct, change it to nor. This you should get it right. See, are you writing next to it what the question is about? Previous question, what is it about? Conjunctions. Please write conjunctions. The lawyer told his client, I have told you already, whenever you see words like said, told, ordered, questioned, asked, urged, warned, what should you think of? Reported speech. So please underline, that's very good, told. Then what is it is in which form, affirmative or interrogative or negative? Affirmative. And affirmative, what are the rules? Statement. Affirmative means what statement? What is the rule? If the reporting verb is in past tense, the tense is changed to a corresponding past tense. Now where is the error? The lawyer told his client that he would represent. Now here you have to visualize the actual statement. Now how does it go? The lawyer said, comma, inverted commas, I will represent you. Hope you are listening carefully. I will represent you only if you pay up your fee. This is the actual statement. I will represent you only if you pay up your fee. Now when you change it to indirect speech, how does it change? The lawyer told his client that he will changes to would, represent him only if he, I will pay, or if you pay, that is present tense. Present tense changes to which tense? Past tense. So is it only if he pays up or only if he paid up? So please correct it. Pays up is not correct, change it to paid up. Which part is that? Fourth part. Paid up his fee. How many of you have got this one right? Raise your hands. Not the new batches. I don't want them to respond. Those who have already learned reported speech. Among them, how many of you have got this right? Raise your hands. How many of you have learned already reported speech? Raise your hands. Okay. The last one. Please make a note, reported speech. Those who have not learned, don't feel guilty. You haven't learned yet. But do make a note, reported speech related. Anjali's performance in the drama was best. You're ready with the answer? That's good. Please underline the word. What is a clue for you? One is that, and also, how many names are there? Two. So when you compare two persons or two things, it comes under comparative form. You have to use the adjective, comparative form. What is the adjective here? What is the actual adjective? Good. What is the comparative form? Better. What is best? Superlative. Not correct. So what is the answer here? Anjali's performance in the drama was better than Dipali's, but not as good as Vaishali's. Good is the positive form, better is the comparative form. They have used the wrong one, the superlative form. So these are easy or difficult? Easy or very easy? You should say very easy. Now the problem, the trap. Never attempt questions like these. They take a lot of time and you have to read twice, thrice, and you're not damn sure, you get disturbed. Not advisable, but still, we'll see now. What is the word here? This is purely, please make a note, cat model. Cat model. Typical. Simple words, but different sentences, it becomes a problem. What is the word in question number 81? Deal. You all know the word deal. Not a big deal. Simple word. Now we'll see the sentences. You respond. He has a great deal of support from the people. Right or wrong? He has a lot of support. He has a great deal of support. He has a great deal of wealth. Absolutely right. Please mark it right. And underline the phrase, a great deal of something. A great deal of wealth, a great deal of support, a great deal of encouragement from someone. It is right. His father deals in diamonds. With is also right. Deals in diamonds is also right. Mark that one right. But generally we say with, hold that one. Deal with this complaint the way you feel fit. No, what is wrong with this? Deal with this problem the way you think the best. Absolutely right. Please mark it right. Third one. There's nothing wrong. He deals in something that is in usage. He deals with something. He deals in something. Both are right. She was asked to deal 3 books to each student. Does it seem right or wrong? Deal 3 books to each student, not correct. So where is the error here? His father deals in diamonds is also right. Answer is the 4th option. Again, a simple word. What is the word here? See. I can't understand what she sees in him. That's a $1 million question. You should across the world, this is quite often people say that. What is the reason? Love is blind. What is the reason? Love is blind. Quite often people say, I really don't understand what she sees in him. Whether in the US or in Africa or in India, this is a regular statement. Is it right or wrong? I can't understand what she sees in him. Absolutely right. Please mark that one. Only God only knows. We cannot make it. Now, question number 2. I can still see through. There is nothing wrong with the expression see through. Can you see through? Perfect. But what is this here? I can still see through my daughter as she was years ago. That doesn't sound right grammatically. Some problem with the idea and the sentence pattern. Hold that one. The last 50 years have seen sweeping changes in technology. A very good sentence we use regularly, newspaper English. The last 50 years have seen sweeping changes. Please underline the expression, sweeping changes in technology. And try to use it. This is a very useful sentence for descriptive English. Right or wrong, this one? Please mark it right. She could not see the task through as she fell ill. See through means what? To be able to complete. This is also right. So grammatically, context point of view, one sentence is not acceptable. Which one is that? Second one. So that is the answer. Mark it wrong. I can still see through my daughter as she was years ago. Not correct. Shall I move on to the next one? What is the sentence number? This is also a bit difficult. No. Millions in our country have known poverty for generations. I have known her for many years. She has known me for many years. They have known the manager for many years. Millions in our country have known poverty for generations. Right or wrong? I give similar patterns. That means what? It is right. Please mark it right. She knows to write well. She knows how to write well. She knows to write well. Both are acceptable. Hold that one also. Still, if you have any doubt, hold that one. We don't yet know the solution to this problem. There are 2 possibilities here. We don't know yet the solution to this problem. We don't yet know the solution to this problem. This is for emphasis. This is also right. Hold this one. Many top politicos means politician, but someone who is controversial. Politicians, people in the political field or arena, but a negative reputation or controversial people, not a general politician. I remember this because when someone passed away, I think Jayalalitha, one newspaper or website they wrote, many politicos attended the funeral. Not correct. Politicos has a negative connotation. Politicians who are controversial, or politicians who are notorious, or politicians with bad reputation, not a general term. Were in the know of, please underline, in the know of the scam for a very long time. This is very difficult to make out. Now, what is the answer? Let me ask a question. Is this right or wrong? How many of you say this is right? Raise your hands. What is the meaning of that? Generally, we say to know, we use one expression, know how. Know how means what? You know how to do something. So you may think of that, but this is a separate phrase. Please underline in the know and write the meaning. It means to have information. To have information. They were in the know of means they had the information, to have information. So this is right. She knows, generally speaking, we say she knows how to write well. But we can also say she knows to write well. Now, what is the answer based on that? You may get stuck with the third option. What is the third option here? Generally we say, but morning I taught students the word yet generally goes with present perfect tense. The train hasn't come yet. The director hasn't come yet. The word yet should be at the end of the sentence. But exceptions are there. So here regular pattern is we don't know yet the solution to this problem. That is a regular pattern. But when you want to make it emphatic or a little poetic, then you use this position. We don't yet know. So that this is also right. So what does it mean? What is the answer? Which option? How many of you have chosen the fifth option? None of these. I appreciate those students. Please make a note. The answer is none of these. Look, a simple word. She is looking really pretty in that pink dress. Any error? She looks pretty. Generally we say, it goes with kids. She looks pretty. The baby looks pretty. The kid looks pretty. So absolutely, please mark it right. We are looking at the possibility of relocating. This is also right. We look to have. This may trouble you. Please underline only look to and write the meaning expect to or hope to. Look to means expect to or hope to. So we expect to have good years. Seems right or wrong? Substitute, right. The business seems to be looking up this year, means look bright, better. So this is also right. So what is the answer based on that? The fifth option is the answer. Please remember 83, 84, I don't want to discuss the key. 83, 84, fifth option is the answer. Mean. It has got different meanings altogether. The average of 3, 4, 5, 8 and 10 is 6, whereas the mean is 5. You are the better people. I'm not good at numbers and I don't know ABC of quant. So right or wrong? Please mark it right. I believe I will be meant to the job. Hold that one. We'll discuss later. His criticism of others is often petty and mean. He is a mean person. Please write one sentence. He is a mean person. I will give the combinations, or you could write the combination. Mean person, mean mentality, mean behavior. These are typical combinations. So the sentence is right. His criticism is often petty and mean. Take that one. His physical handicap makes his selection to the B school no mean feat. This is an idiomatic expression. Generally, we say someone achieved something extraordinary. Looking at his background, not expected, then what do we say? It's no mean feat. Means what? A great accomplishment. Absolutely right. It's no mean feat means something highly admirable, highly appreciable. Now you have to decide the second option whether it is right or wrong. I believe I will be meant to the job. Generally, we don't say this. I will be suitable. I will be appropriate. I will be apt. I will be the best. We don't say, I will be meant to the job. It is not correct. So where is the error here? The second one is not correct. We don't say, I will be meant for the job. Have you ever heard of that? Yes or no? This is again a bit difficult. See, you may say, sir, because I can make out from your faces, you may say, So we have come across sentences like, she is meant for that job. She is meant for that job. He is meant for this job. I will be meant for that job. We don't use that expression. Here, what is the idea? I am the right candidate for that job. That is the idea, imagine. Then this is not the sentence pattern. I am the most suitable candidate for that job. I am the right person for that job. We use those expressions. We don't say, I will be meant. Which tense is this? Future, passive voice. I will be meant for that job. No one ever says that. Usage point of view, it is not acceptable. Hope you got it. Shall I move on to the next one? So what is the word here? Tag. Tag means what? A small thing that is attached to something or that comes at the end of a sentence. Already have learnt question tags. They tag the telephone trying in vain to reach each other. You cannot understand this sentence. Hold that one. The shirt was tagged at rupees 1,500, right? Generally, tag is a noun. Here we have used it as a verb. He moved on with several people tagging along. This is also right. The teacher asked them to add a tag question to every sentence. Perfect. Question tags, tag question. First one is a bit difficult to make out. First, you write the expression. Telephone tag. Please write. Telephone tag means two persons, they try to call each other but not successful. They make repeated calls to each other but not successful. Then we use the expression telephone tag. I cross-checked in a hurry. Whatever sources I have seen, they have given the expression telephone tag. Not even one source has said we can use this as a verb. Meaning is the same, but here in this sentence, they have changed the expression. They have made the word tag the verb. They tag the telephone. I haven't come across. So based on that fresh knowledge, I feel this is not correct. Please mark it wrong. Almost all the sentences have used, examples they have used, we had telephone tag, we will have telephone tag. Telephone tag is a noun, not as a verb. So what is not correct here? First option. We have to do it in, what time is it? Hold. Can the roof hold all that weight? Seems right or wrong? Hold the weight means to withstand the weight. Please mark it right. The restaurant holds 400 diners. Perfect. Capacity talks about what capacity? The rule holds in most cases. But generally speaking, do you say the rule holds, or do you say the rule holds good? It holds or it holds good? Complete. If you say it holds, it's not complete. Because the word, underline the word, a rule. Then you have to use the word holds good. Good is not there, means right or wrong. Let us hold till we have more data. It could be hold back, hold up, anything, but let us hold it. Without a phrase, preposition also it is right. So what is wrong here? Please write the correct sentence. The rule holds good in most cases. Generally, we ask the question, does the rule hold good? Good has to be there. Form. The captain of the team, generally low profile, was in unusual form during the crisis. A regular form and unusual form, right? Mark that one right. The map shows the form of North America. Does it show the form of North America or features of North America? Maps show what? Features. Form is not correct. Mark it wrong. And what is the next one? Being confined to one's house under house arrest is a form of punishment. Perfect. The inflected forms, this goes with English language. Inflected forms, perfect, absolutely no problem. Means you try to emphasize it more or change the form, perfect combination. So where is the error? Which one is that? related to the map. Refer. This story refers an incident during the Second World War. Not accident, incident. Generally, the word refer, what do you use after the word refer? Do you find to here? So hold that one. Here, not always, depends on the context. See, in the second sentence, he referred the complaint to another department. Immediately you don't have, but you have somewhere else. This is right or wrong? Mark that one right. Students asked several questions referring to yesterday's lecture. Perfect? Mark it right. The teacher constantly refers the students to their studies. Here refers means guide, direct them. This is also right. So where is the error? The first sentence, what is the error? This story refers to. You have to use the preposition to. Please add the preposition to an incident during the Second World War. Set. Let us set the error down to inexperience. Have you ever come across an expression like set the error down to? Say yes or no. It is not a regular expression. We have never come across. Hold that one. It is wise to set food and money by. This is a bit difficult to make out. Please underline set by. That is a phrasal verb. Write the meaning. Set by means to keep aside for future use. To keep aside for future use. Then it seems right or wrong? Perfect. Mark that one. Right. Set aside for future use. A parent must set a good example. Perfect sentence, a good sentence. A parent must set a good example for the children. Evening was setting as I took the road over the hill. Evening was setting. Seems right. There's no problem. Now what is the first one? Let us set the error down to inexperience. That doesn't seem right. Grammatically and usage point of view also. So where is the error? First part is not correct. How many of you have got 30 plus? Raise your hands. 25 plus? How many have you got? Okay. 25 plus, give that boy a big hand. Good, I appreciate that. Shall we stop here for today? Thank you.